Flooding frustrations, Dewey Beach, the town searching for answers. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 6. We begin tonight with a flooding failure. At least that's how some locals feel about a recent Dewey Beach project. Living by the water can be relaxing, but for people living on Reed Avenue Bayside in Dewey Beach, flooding is ruining that relaxing beach dream. In an attempt to fix the problem, flaps were installed on the end of the stormwater pipes on Reed Avenue, and the idea there is that those flaps would help push the water out to the bay. Live in Dewey Beach is Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, you spoke with people living on the street, and they just say this is not working.
Charlie, I'm here on Reed Avenue right now, and as you can see at the moment it is dry, but neighbors tell me it doesn't just flood here during a rainstorm. It also floods during a full moon and high tide. The Dewey Beach Infrastructure Committee met today to talk about the recent attempt to stop this flooding, which neighbors say hasn't worked, and they are frustrated. Deborah Brule and her family have lived on the bayside of Reed Avenue for about 40 years. And for all 40 years, she says flooding has been a problem. In fact, it's been a costly problem.
About every year and a half or so, we are replacing breaks, and gets to be expensive.
A few years ago, Brule had her home raised to try and protect it from water damage. But she says it's only part of her concern.
And we often wonder, okay, what else is coming up in with that? Is there sewage involved? Is there anything else involved? Who knows?
In the town's most recent attempt to mitigate the issue, new flaps were installed on the stormwater outfalls on Reed Avenue. The idea is that these flaps would help push the water out to the bay, a solution Phil Winkler says hasn't solved a thing.
It hasn't helped at all. I mean, as I'm here all the time, I go out and measure the specific gravity, and I know whether it's bay water or whether it's rainwater. And one of their excuses was it was rain that's causing the problem. And I said, no, I'm sorry, it's not.
The town says location and elevation make solving this flooding problem an issue. And the bayside of Reed Avenue is only about a foot above sea level, so it doesn't take much to turn this street into a river. The town says at this time they still have not paid the bill for those flaps, which were installed in May. And the town says they will also be doing a walkthrough with the Army Corps of Engineers to see if some of the $1 million grant from Senator Coon's office could be used to help Reed Avenue. In Dewey Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. And listen to this. It's estimated that flooding causes over $120 million in damage every year here in Delaware. Flooding can occur in two ways. There's inland flooding. That usually happens as the result of heavy rains. Then there's coastal flooding, which happens from numerous factors, from higher tides due to a full moon and onshore flow, or coastal storms like nor'easters and even tropical storms.